Welcome to question 10 from the 2020 TMUA, paper 1. The question tells us that the following sequence of transformations are applied to the curve y equals 4x squared. Firstly is translated by the vector 3 minus 5, then it is reflected in the x-axis, and lastly it is stretched parallel to the x-axis with scale factor 2. We are asked to find the equation of the resulting curve after these three transformations, and there is a list of possible answers. Pause the video here, read through the answers and have a go at answering this question for yourself. Okay, let's just apply each one of these steps individually to the equation of the curve and see what we get at each step. So firstly, in step 1, we want to translate the curve y equals 4x squared by the vector 3 minus 5. So how do we do that? Well, we're shifting it by 3 in the x direction, so we replace x with x minus 3, and we're shifting it by minus 5 in the y direction, so we just add minus 5 at the end of the equation. So when we translate y equals 4x squared by 3 minus 5, we get the curve y equals 4 times by x minus 3 squared minus 5. Okay, next we want to reflect it in the x-axis. So what do we do if we reflect a curve in the x-axis? Well, we just multiply everything on the right-hand side by minus 1, and therefore that gives us y equal to minus 4 times by x minus 3 all squared, now plus 5. And then our last step is to stretch it parallel to the x-axis with scale factor 2. So how do we transform an equation in order to achieve this? Well, we just rewrite x as x divided by 2. So we find this equation. So this is the equation of the resulting curve. However, we need to find it in the form of all of these options, which means that we need to expand out the brackets and collect some terms. So let's start by squaring this bracket, and that gives us minus 4 times by x squared over 4 minus 3x plus 9, still with the plus 5 on the end. Now if we multiply everything in the bracket by minus 4, we get minus x squared plus 12x minus 36 plus 5, and bringing the minus 36 and 5 together we get a minus 31. So we can see that this is exactly the equation given in option A. So we conclude that our answer is A.